So coming to LA, I was still talking to him on the phone. Like we were still like, you know, he was teaching me a little bit more about the Bible and things like that. Like I would listen to sermons. Like I will act like a full Christian, but I still didn't know what Christianity was about. You know, like it's so weird. Yeah. I'm just such a curious person, so I was like listening to T.J. Jakes and stuff like that. Like because you know what he was teaching, it was like, you know, it's good and everything. I will go on Bible, but I still didn't have that base. And I was like, no, I really want to change. Like I want a real change. Like this is not like I'm watching the sermon, but there is nothing, you know. So I met this girl at school, my friend. And I'm so forever grateful for her, and of course for God, because he sent her to me. But we're telling where we live, and she was saying that she lives in Koreatown. So I was like, let me ask her, you know. I was trying to be a little bit more sociable. I was really trying hard to change, you know, without God, but still I wanted to change. So I was like, okay, let me ask her. So I asked her, and we went for a drink, and we were like talking, and we started talking about God. And she told me that she was going to a church and everything, and she took me there, and it was Hillsong. So I went there, and I just felt this, it was just so warm in my heart. Like, it was something that I couldn't explain, you know? I just, it was so good. It felt so good, and I was like, oh my God, this is it, you know? And that was even before I received Jesus. I was just like, I knew this was like kind of home, like, the place so I'm supposed to be. So, and like the music and everything, like I really liked it, and it was during Daniel fast, so some of us was talking about like wisdom and everything, and I loved the message because I was already listening to sermons and stuff, and after, like at the end, you know, like when he say, if you hear and you haven't received Jesus in life, like he's not part of your life and everything, that's where everything clicked for me. Like everything was just so related. I was like, okay, so that's what they were talking about. Okay. So everything just made sense for me. And I was like, mind blowing. I was like, where was I? You know, like, why? Like, and that's why it's such an individual revelation, because it just makes so much sense. And I was like, okay, this is it. You know, so I started to like be really serious about it, like with God. And at the beginning, it was kind of tough because I was trying to be so perfect. Because I knew like God was telling you this, and I'm the kind of person, I'm very obedient, I'm very disciplined. Like that's something God
for sure.
That's me with it. Like I do it, like you know her supernatural joy. I have supernatural discipline and obedience. I don't know how to call that.
A little bit of that.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But at the beginning, because I knew so little, I was just trying to perform. I was just trying to perform, like be the best, and like try not to sin and everything, and just like feel like, oh, I'm better than you because I don't sin and everything. So I had to learn that, but I learned it, you know, like it's a process, and like it's a progress. Like I'm still so new, like I still have a lot to learn, and I know you guys are gonna teach me so much about Christianity. But at first it was hard because like I was just trying to perform, and I didn't really get that grace part yet, but now I get it more. And it's just like, it's the best decision that I could have ever made, or I would never make in my life, guys. Like, the way that when I went back home, and like just even hearing people saying, oh my God, you changed, or like even me seeing how I am right now, like more joyful, you know, like more at peace, more less angry. Like now I really do understand that person. Like you can be angry, but just like don't see it angry. It's just like you can't tame it, you know. Like now I control it way too much. Way better. My patience, like, come on. I was not patient. Like, I would be so impatient. But now I'm just like, I can call God, and I'll be like, help me with this. Like, you know, and he would just like help me be more patient and stuff, and just not like lash out. Especially like when I'm with my mom, and just like, help me, God, you know. But he's working in me, and that transformation, like, I could have done that by myself. Like, that's when you know that it's something divine. That it just has nothing to do with us. And I get the chance to become the best version of myself, and really who I am. Like I get to really know my identity, like who God really created me to be. Because the person I was before, like I thought that was my identity. Like I would think that that was the person that I was, but it's not. Like God has something better for me. Like he know that I can be that version that I never thought I could be, you know. And I'm excited to see how he's going to grow that. but yeah, it was just amazing. It was such it's just life changing, and every day like I go into that, and I just want to be obedient, guys. Like, I want my goal in my life is just really to live for Jesus, and like really share that story with people, and people to have that joy, be able to feel that joy that he gives you, like that peace that I can't even like explain. It's really like, you really can't explain it, because you go through all those things and you still have that peace in you, and you're just like, how am I not like going crazy right now, you know, like how, and you see the difference with other people, like you really see that like we're really different, you know, like we're really not like the world, and it's really just God, like it's really just his power and just his grace. God, like I'm just so grateful to be where I am today, even though it's tough, like you have to set yourself apart. Like there's still time I feel lonely, like I come home, like I'm gonna cry to him, but when I come out, it's just so weird, like it's just very weird. I'm just like, you're like, oh my God, you're crying, and then after you talk to him, like you all smile, and you're like, okay, I'm ready for life.
I'm ready for life.
Yeah, it's just so worth it, guys. Like it's so worth it, and not only like I want people to experience that joy, but I want Christian and non-Christian, when you become Christian, to really be obedience. Like I think my message, like God puts in my heart, is really obedience and discipline. Because I know what it does. Like, come on, guys. God is putting me in front of YouTube after only 6 months being with him. Like, it's just how, like, when you're obedient, like, you really get to, like, tap into the full potential God has for you. And it just, like, yes, you're going to sacrifice some things. And you feel like it's the whole world. Because, like, the society is telling you, you need those things. You need to do that. You need to be this. But you really don't. Like, all those things really don't matter at the end, because God is the only thing that you need, and once you have him, all those things will come automatically. Like you won't even like think about them, because it's just like a plus, you know. And we have to remember that this is all training ground. This is all about like building your character, and it's his story, guys. Like we get to be part of something so much bigger than ourselves, and it's just like God could have chosen anyone. Like it's like my leader tells me, like that guy, like he's my leader now, he tells me like all the sperms that like, you know, in you dad, like it could have been any of them, but God chose you. Like he chose you, so you matter. Like there's a reason why you're here. Like God has a purpose for you. Like he wanted you to be here. Like don't feel like you shouldn't be here, because it was purpose, guys. Like I had to learn that. Okay, why am I here? Like I was able to find purpose through God. Like you can't find purpose anywhere else. Like if you don't have God in your life, you will never know the reason why you're here. And like knowing that makes such a big change in my life. And like you are really purpose, and sometimes it's crazy to kind of like comprehend why, like, you know, how he loves you after everything that I did. And sometimes I have such a hard time forgiving myself too, because even though I went through things, I still did things too. And sometimes just like I'm so hard on myself. Like guys, I'm just too hard on myself sometimes, and I think God is working really on that with me, because I will be like, oh my God, I did all those things. I'm very sensitive to sin. I'm just like, Holy Spirit, why did you have to do that to me? I'm very sensitive to sin. Like every time I do something wrong and I know it's wrong, like I still have a lot to read in the Bible, so I don't fully know yet the characteristics of God. But every time I do something and I know it's wrong, like after, like I'm gonna cry. Like I'm gonna cry so much, but I'm gonna beat myself, and I'm gonna like let the devil win me, because I'm just gonna forget that God already forgave me, you know. So I'm still working on that too, but just like comparing like how much he loves you, and that how much of grace he has, because I mean after everything that you did, like he's still there for you. Like he's still like waiting for you, and he's like still loving you, and it's just I don't even know. Like I would never be able to repay him, and that's why I'm so obedient. Not because I'm trying to win his love, but because he deserves it, because like he did so much for me, like in all the things that he's gonna do, like how he's gonna use me, and just the fact that I'm here, that he chose me to be here, and I get to, even after that, to live like eternal life with him. It's just like, come on guys, like I just want to be able to give him back as little as I can, and that's why I'm so much obedient and just so much discipline, because he just deserves it, you know, like he deserves all of it. And I have my days that fall short. Like, don't, sometimes people will see me and just like, oh my god, she's so like, you know, disciplined. I have to come back home. I have to literally talk to myself every day and like take my thought captive and like bind it, guys. Like it's just such a hard thing to do, but I still do it because I know the result it's gonna have. So I mean, everything that Jesus went through, it wasn't easy, you know, like, and we're never gonna be able to experience what he experienced. Like, it's never gonna be the same height, you know. So that's what kind of like helps me go through things, or like get through those tough things that we have to you know, to do, to be able to stand firm on our faith, you know, to not lose, to not go astray, or like go back to, because sometimes it's just like this is so hard, like let me just, you know, like it was so much easier before, but it just wasn't, because you're just miserable. Because I know that the other one, like even if it seems easy, like the end result is misery. But now, like, it's hard, but the result, I know it's gonna be glory. So it's like, you know, just do it for God. Just do it for God.
So good. I hope you guys enjoyed our testimonies. I know those videos were a little bit more on the heavier side, a little bit more serious, and a little bit more emotional. But, you know, we just wanted to share with you guys really, like, where we come from, our background, and I guess where we're at in our walk with Christ. Also, if you feel comfortable, feel free to share your own testimonies on the comments below. Or if you have any questions for us, write it down on the comments below as well. We would love to hear, and we would love to be able to read and to see, you know, your stories as well.
Don't forget to subscribe as well, and just know that we're always here for you guys. If you need anything, this is a community. We're here for you, and see you next time.
Bye.